Hey guys, Ningen here, bringing you another Dragon Ball Z Dokkan battle video, and as you can see from the title, today we are going to talk about my thoughts and opinions on whether or not you should summon for the physical Piccolo on Global. Now, some of you will probably be able to guess. I have talked about this banner, I think, briefly in the recent past, and yeah, so the short answer is no, you shouldn't, but we'll go into all the reasonings why. So we're going to have a quick look at Piccolo himself. So this is his TUR form once he's fully awakened. Namekian's category 4 key, HP attack and defense 170%. By far the best leader skill for that team. Not only is it 170% to all three, which is one of the better types of leader skills we've seen in the game so far, but also 4 key, which is very, very good. And then Worthy Rivals category 3 key and HP attack and defense 150%. So very good leader skills. Worthy Rivals, we did a bit of a showcase on the team recently on Global, and that's one of the things that kind of builds into our conclusion. So I'm going to have a quick look at his super attack. He infinitely stacks defense, so obviously that's very good. We already know that's going to make him really good for some of the harder events in the game, especially the Goku event. Not only is he going to stack his defense so ridiculously high, but when you finally get to the final phase, he's also got type advantage. So then his passive skill, attack and defense 100%, you recover 7% HP whenever HP is 77% or less, and he foresees enemy super attack. So this is a really useful ability that so far for Global, the only unit that we have is Jace from the Ginyu Force that does this. This is obviously very useful, especially in things like the Legendary Goku event. If you're up to the STR UI Goku phase, even with his defense building up, you probably don't want this Piccolo taking the super attack from UI Goku. So you can see where it's going to be and you can avoid it. So that is very good. Then he does have an active skill which triggers a transformation for him. It can be activated when HP is 70% or more with another Namekian's category ally on the team, starting from the 4th turn. Yeah, so once only. So this really limits this, obviously, because if you're running him on the Worthy Rivals category, is there even another Namekian on this team? Because obviously PHY is not. Every other Namekian on this team is just Piccolo, so no. So if you're using him on the Worthy Rivals team, you can't. Now obviously you'd probably be using his leader skill, so even if you wanted to make a Worthy Rivals team, you'd probably have to throw in a Namekian just to fall under his secondary leader skill, just so you can actually get the transformation. So that's not great. And then his links: Z Fighters, Experienced Fighters, Namekians, Brainiacs, Shocking Speed, Cold Judgment and Fierce Battle. So he only has Shocking Speed for 2 key. So there's a lot of teams that he won't fit on all that well. But let's look at his transformation. So he now greatly raises attack for 1 turn, causes immense damage with a high chance to stun, which is 50%. Obviously once he transforms, he'll keep his defense stacked however high you got it. But that's it, you won't be able to stack defense anymore. But he now gets 120% attack and defense, reduces damage received by 40%, so that's very good. Chance of performing a critical hit, 10% to 40%, the more HP remaining the greater the boost. So if you're on full HP, he has a 40% chance to crit, even with no dupes, which is obviously very good for a physical unit, considering his free ability is additional. And then you recover 10% HP whenever HP is 77% or less, and still foresee super attack. So that's obviously very good. So his transform state, very powerful, still has this very useful ability, and yeah, very good tank. So he's going to be an excellent defensive unit. It's just a shame that he doesn't really fit on a lot of teams. And then of course the other thing to consider for his banner is the other new unit is this Nail. Who of course it gets an awakening. This is his TUR state here. He is a Namekian's leader as well. He has the 3 key and 150%, which is actually very good for like a secondary unit. Bear in mind this guy is going to go into every other banner after the Piccolo banner has dropped, so you'll be able to pull this guy at some point. He infinitely stacks his attack and defense, which is really good. By the end of the Legendary Goku event, he'll obviously be tanking for double digits and dealing some pretty big attack numbers. That's really cool. And then he is a unit designed to be run alongside Piccolo. So attack and defense 100%, and then attack and defense another 100%, reduces damage received by 10% to 77, the less HP the greater reduction when there is a Piccolo on the team. So as long as there's as long as you have him on the team with Piccolo, 200% attack and defense, which is really good. And then say you're on half health, he's going to have somewhere between, well, like 35 and 40 maybe % damage reduction, which is pretty good. So coupled with this infinite stack, he is a very, very good unit. He definitely ranks among the general SSR pool units when he comes out. He also launches an additional super attack that's 100% a crit if there's a Wicked Bloodline enemy. So if you're fighting any of the Freezer Race Dokkan events or enemies in Boss Rush, or I'm sure one day there'll be a legendary Freezer event. I think they'll probably do Vegeta next, but I think we'll see extreme ones at some point, and we gotta see a Freezer one. So his link skills are equally as bad, but of course will link very well with Piccolo. So these two units are kind of designed to go together. If you do a couple of summons on the banner and you pull both of them, then you're set. But unfortunately, like, he's not on the worthy rivals category. Like we just looked, there's no other Namekians on there. So the Namek Saga or the Namekians team is the only place you can run him. And then of course this Piccolo is from the Android Cell Saga, so isn't in the Namek Saga team. Obviously there are other Piccolos in there, so you can at least run one of them to activate Nail's secondary part of his passive. So both of them are quite good. Obviously we've gone over the units, they seem like they're pretty good, right? So why would I say not to summon? So let's have a look here. So on JP they got the Piccolo banner. It was actually just before the 300 mil celebration, which we of course both got at the same time, and this was his banner. So Piccolo and Nail obviously were the featured units. Then you got Transforming Vegeta, Metal Cooler, Super Saiyan Blue Evolution Vegeta, Turles, and Super Saiyan 3 Vegeta. Now, apart from Super Saiyan 3 Vegeta, who I think might have been on one, maybe he wasn't, but all of these units have just been on recent banners on Global. Transforming Vegeta is obviously literally on the banner that we've still got up at the time of recording, the Kaioken Goku banner. Was he featured on there as well? Possibly. And then obviously Cooler was added to Zamasu's banner that we just had. Now, for me, I need one more copy of Metal Cooler, so the fact that he's on this banner would be a bonus, except for the fact that when we have a look at the schedule, so if we're back on track with Dokkan Fests, after Piccolo they had the Int Future Gohan, and then after Int Future Gohan we had the Beast himself that you've heard everyone talking about, I'm sure, even if you are only a global player, STR Cooler, and then Metal Cooler's on his banner. Now I, like a lot of people, will be going absolutely ham on this banner because STR Cooler is ridiculously good. So I don't really care that this Metal Cooler is on Piccolo's banner, because I'm probably going to pull a copy of him in all of the summons that I'm going to do on this banner. Not to mention the fact that the Thouser unit that awakens into the actual Cooler squad is really good. Namek Goku comes back, and I think that will be for the first time for Global. Kid Goku comes back. Will be for the second time, but I only have one dupe in mine. And then unfortunately for me, Golden Freezer and Cooler are useless. But like, this banner is so good for me. So to me, it doesn't really matter that this Piccolo banner has Cooler on it. Don't need you, don't need you, don't need you, don't need you. So for me, I don't really care about any of these units at all. I just want the Piccolo and the Nail. And then again, Piccolo, as good as a unit as he is, I'm not really going to use him on a lot of teams. And Nail, they kind of go hand in hand. So not super appealing. And then of course, if we have a look at the Worthy Rivals team, we had a brief look at it in a video. It's not bad. There's some interesting combinations of units you can use. But I think something that's really made this banner take a hit for Global is this right here. The fact that this category now has a sub-leader, global exclusive. We have this awakening for Super Saiyan Blue Vegeta, making him a Worthy Rivals leader at 120%. So obviously some people will summon for Piccolo. If you want to run this team, this is a unit that a lot of people already have, even if they don't have dupes. So you're just going to be able to run this guy as a leader, and then you could just find a Piccolo friend, and with a 120% leader skill and then his 150, like, that team is easily going to smash through any Dokkan event, Boss Rush, anything like that, even the Legendary Goku event, because we already know that these guys are ridiculously good on that event. And in some ways this Vegeta is better than that Piccolo, especially like I said, because a lot of people are probably already going to have him like 3 dupes or rainbowed. So if you bring him and like a 55% friend Piccolo, you're potentially going to see this guy outperforming him depending on the amounts of orbs that you pick up every turn. Obviously Piccolo has his other uses, like untransformed. He of course is going to have the ability to see super attacks, but you're never going to get his active skill because the Worthy Rivals team doesn't have another Namekian. I wonder if that counts actually for the fact that you could run a different Piccolo, I guess, on your team. Like the AGL EZA one, the STR one, God forbid even the LR Piccolo. I wonder if that counts. It doesn't say in the details that it doesn't, but that would be kind of interesting. So yeah, unfortunately this guy being available, even if you just wanted to try out the category, you're probably already going to have this guy, so you really don't need to worry about it. And then of course, like I said, as we're looking at the schedule here, this banner, with so many of these units having been out recently, and this banner coming up, I would say this banner is an absolute skip. I mean, I'll do a video with more details, but even for me personally, I don't think the Gohan banner is that great. Ours might not even have hit on it, because we've only just had him back for Christmas. So yeah, again, like, even for me, this banner not so great, but we'll go over that in a different video. It is going to be all about this banner right here. I will be sinking a lot of stones into this banner. So unfortunately, sorry Piccolo, he is a very good unit. For me, it's going to be one of those things where I'll probably do one summon video for you guys, but literally just like 3 or 4 multis, and if I don't get him, fine, I'll just move on. And then when he next comes back on a banner, I'll just buy a copy with the red coins just so I can try him out. But yeah, definitely not a unit I'm in a huge rush to get. I do like to have all the units, I do like the collector's aspect, but there are units like, for example, Physical Future Gohan, who were just so not worth summoning for, that I've only recently gotten my first copy of him, because I just really wasn't that fussed, and honestly, I haven't even really used him. So this Piccolo, unfortunately, was very good, but a little bit of a shame how he turned out. I think people were talking about this at the time, but for some of these characters that are not as hype, like, I know loads of people like Piccolo, but here Dokkan Fest Piccolo is never going to be as popular as like a Goku or a Cooler or something like that. They really needed to do for this guy what they did for Turles, and just make him like one of the best support units in the game. Because then people who don't even care about running the Namekians or Worthy Rivals team would probably want to pull him, because he'll fit on some of these other teams and be a ridiculously good support unit. But unfortunately he's not, and you can only get the full usage out of him when there's other Namekians on the team. So unfortunately all of those things factor in to me saying it's a pretty easy skip. If you're free to play, or you only spend a little bit of money here and there, do not touch this banner. If you're a whale, then obviously feel free to do one, maybe a couple of multis just to try your luck. But definitely don't chase after this guy, because as useful as he is, you're really not going to need him, especially if you are a whale. You'll probably have much better teams and stuff to use anyway. So that's my 2 cents. I'm very interested to know what you guys think down below. Do you agree? Do you disagree? Are you going to be summoning for him, even if it's just dropping a couple of multis, or are you actually hyped enough to chase after a copy, even if it takes a few stones? Let me know down below. So that is going to be it for the video, guys. This has been the Master Ningen. Smash that like button, subscribe to the channel if you are new. You can follow me on Twitch or join my Discord. The link is in the description below, and I will see you all again soon. Have a good one.